Sup everybody, it's Dezra. Got another reaction. I'm about to react another Jesse Lee Peterson. I know, I've been watching reaction a lot of Jesse Lee Peterson, but it's it's entertaining and yeah, it's entertaining. I'm gonna lie, he has a lot of points and sometimes he trolls. So hey, let's see what happens this one, alright? Oh man. Just can't get mad sometimes when we have a disagreement. Especially when you have an interviewer right here, you can't get mad. You gotta be chill the whole time. Chill. Alright, let's just go into it now. Ready?
I want to ask you about living in the valley. It was segregated. Why would white people want to live with the blacks when the blacks are so violent and destructive? Because everywhere they go, they create a hood, a ghetto, right? And white people tend to want to have beautiful neighborhood, paint their house and cut the grass. Why would they want to live with the blacks knowing that that's going to happen, devaluing the property and all that? Why would they want to live with the blacks knowing that that's going to happen?
Oh, I definitely can't answer that question. I can't speak for all black people, and I certainly can't speak for white people, so I'm going to have to opt out of that one.
No, but you said they were segregated in the valley, right? When you were living there. But why would they want to live in an environment where they know that the blacks are going to screw it up?
Oh, I don't think that that's necessarily true. I think that black people enhance almost every environment we live in because we're incredible.
They do what now?
I said I think that black people tend to enhance every environment we are existing in because we are incredible and create culture and many beautiful things by just being ourselves.
And how do you define enhance? How do you define enhance?
I think, we bring ourselves, we bring our love, we bring our light the way that, I think many people can and have the capacity to.
And so you don't see...
Oh, my bad if you hear that. Somebody is more the line right now. Damn, come on, neighbor tripping. I can hear right there in this right here, man.
The mess that they bring with them, like crime, and they don't really take care of themselves, their neighborhoods very well. Do you see that happening?
I can't really speak to that. I don't know that that's something I feel necessarily comfortable to offer any sort of perspective on.
And why is that?
I just don't feel comfortable doing that.
But that's what love is to be honest about it so the blacks can get better.
That's interesting.
It is harder to be, not harder, but a lot of people are just scared to be honest because people will always talk bad about them. I think that's what like her, she doesn't want to say nothing. I don't think that's what I'm just feeling right now. So let's see what keep going right now.
You agree with that? That's what your book is all about. You're trying to help them, right?
That's not what my book is about. My book is about my experience navigating grief and trauma. It's a very personal memoir. It's my story. I am not an expert on anything except my journey, and that was what my book is about. That is what my book and my film, actually, which is available on YouTube. It's Don't Hurt Yourself. It's same title as the book.
But isn't the intent is to help?
The intent is to share my story, and I hope that people, one, see themselves in it, and I hope that in some way it does touch and inspire them.
Do you believe, though, that by telling them the truth of why white people don't want to be around them, maybe they would, as individuals, take a look at themselves and go, right, you're right about that. Everywhere we bring a mess with us. Nobody want to be around us like that. Then it'll start getting better because they have a knowledge within themselves, the blacks, that they're wrong, and white people don't want to be around them because of that, right? When they start working on themselves, if you told them the truth about it, that it's them and not the whites.
I don't agree with that. But again, this is your show and that's your perspective. But I
and
don't.
Why
agree
don't
with
you
that.
agree with that?
There's a few different things in there that just don't resonate with me and how I feel, but ultimately,
like what, for an example?
That's not what my book is about, so I'm not going to offer any sort of expertise or opinion on that. I think
but you
that's how
lived through all this, you know about this.
I've lived through
grief,
I've lived through trauma, I've had issues with addiction, I've lived through a number of things.
Yeah, I want to ask you about that, but let me ask
really about that.
Let me ask this one other thing you said. You said that you've mentioned black and brown. Are you referring to the Mexicans?
I am referring to people who have brown.
Yeah, like a different kind of skin color, I guess, and that's what she's saying. Yeah, anything that's a different. Yeah, let's see.
Skin who
Probably.
don't identify as black, which is a very wide range
Oh, I
of
see.
people.
Did you know that Mexicans don't like blacks? They don't want to be around them either.
Really? Where does it say that?
Everywhere. I interviewed them over in South Central Los Angeles. There's a battle going on between the blacks and the Mexicans.
Yeah, they do.
Because
I
the
mean, like
Mexicans say
everybody
that
in
the
that kind
blacks
of
are too
way.
violent. They complain. They mess up the hood.
Oh, wow.
And so why do the blacks involve when they talk about the black issue, they always say black and brown, black and brown. When the Mexicans are like, oh, don't put us in there. Most people don't like black people now because
In a way, he's right, but some of them, when they live the same neighborhood, it's like the new generation. Some of them actually link up, but all around, not really. I mean, where I live, nah. But some of them they do. You know what I'm saying? They together and everything. But yeah, I see what he's saying right there. And so I would say, yeah,
they always complaining and so violent.
in the street
You've
stuff,
interviewed
yeah.
most people. Have you interviewed most people?
A lot.
You've interviewed a lot of people. What's your
And I
focus
have
group like?
friends
What are the
of all
numbers?
races, and they all say the same thing.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
You don't see that blacks and Mexicans don't like each other?
I definitely would not say that. Again, I haven't done the extensive interviewing and research that you have, so I can't really speak to that.
Really? So you don't see it or anything? Do you have to be an expert to see reality?
I think reality is definitely subjective. I think everyone's reality is different.
But do you have to be an expert to see reality?
Again, I think you can be an expert on your own reality, which I definitely am. I think I'm for sure an expert on my own experience in life, yeah.
But you don't have to be an expert to see reality, right?
Again, everyone's reality is subjective. So your reality and my reality are very
No,
different.
that's not what I asked. Do you have to be an expert to see reality?
Again, everyone's reality is different.
Amazing.
So you don't
Isn't that
necessarily.
amazing?
Yeah, everybody has different problems. They have different whatever it is. It's different, but at the same time, we're living, trying to live and trying to get better. It should be everybody trying to be that kind of way, trying to go over and make it to the next level. So yeah, let's see what she said from this right here. I mean,
And
it's
so
not
you
bad
ended
what she's
up,
saying, everything, and
becoming
but
addicted to drugs and things, right?
I had issues with addiction, yes.
And what brought that on? What was the reason?
It was a
for
way
that?
of dealing with, well, rather not dealing with my grief. It was a way to sort of escape, having to actually sit down with myself and heal, which is what I later did. And that's what helped me overcome those issues when I was finally ready to get to a place and really deal with my grief head on instead of running away from it, which was a lot of what the issues with addiction were coming from, yeah.
Yeah, people do use drugs as a means of escaping.
Yes, they do.
It's hard to look at themselves and take the
yeah, that's cool though that she's not on drugs no more though. So hey, man, I do go like this. That's what's up. Everybody, get off the drugs.
pain and overcome. I do agree with that. But I'm telling you, that's the same thing that would happen with the blacks if they looked at themselves and stopped blaming white people or anyone. They will get better, but they got to become individuals, stop identifying with color.
Yeah, you can't complain about because you don't know both sides. That's what when I started hanging out with people in high school, kicking up more white people as middle school to high school. I used to, go hang out. Like spend the nights with some teenagers and stuff, everything, and see the moms and dads, and they're very happy people. A lot of them they were cool. It was all cool, man. I got no problem with this. So, but some people when they say this, when I'm watching this show and other ones they're doing it and just complaining, oh, it's everything good. It's like people I don't know. The ones I hang out with them, they don't think that kind of way. It's just they just living their kids and raising their kids and just working and doing regular things. They're not even thinking about this. Oh my goodness. Now you just gotta just push yourself. So anybody has to just do it. Just raise your kids, man, and just be the best way you can. Don't just complain and everything like that. I'm talking about everybody that's like that. That's gonna just put you down all the time, and you can't go over into everything else until your hardest challenge when it comes up. So
Well, The black, they into the black thing.
So you don't identify as black?
No.
What do you identify
I am
as?
black as the ace of spades, right?
Right.
But
is that a term from Alabama? I never heard that.
black as the ace of spades, yeah. But that's not who I am. I'm not my mind. I'm not my body. I'm not emotions. Have you noticed that thoughts and emotions are evil?
No, I don't know about that. Thoughts and emotions are evil?
Yeah.
I don't subscribe to that for sure.
And why not?
Thoughts. You could get some good thoughts, like, like you're thinking, like, ooh, how can I make this one better from that one? Ooh, what can I do? Thoughts. Oh, let's put a note. Oh, I got a note right here. Ooh. So if that's trying to send that kind of way.
Again, I don't really subscribe to the idea
If it's like
of
bad
evil,
thoughts, of
so
course,
I
yeah.
wouldn't
I
wanna hurt
necessarily
this
put
person,
that,
that's bad.
Align with thoughts and emotions.
And where do you create your own thoughts?
No. Oh my God, I wish I did.
Where do they come from?
I think they come from a lot of places, I think our thoughts are influenced by many things. I work in marketing and advertising and all of that, and a lot of the work that we do is influencing people's thoughts,
The thoughts, when you have painful thoughts, where do they come from?
I often think they come from pain, but
Pain,
the thing about
pain.
painful thoughts, and I talk about this a lot in my book, is
Right.
that you can reject them. You can say, I am not going to let this pain control me. Yes, I think this, and maybe in some ways it's true, but I'm going to choose to believe something differently. I speak a lot about positive affirmations, meditation, and really training your thoughts towards positivity.
I agree.
So you really don't, and I know it's
No, I mean, I agree in a way what you're saying, because to me, like, like if you see I have my whole right side, I was basically paralyzed for a little bit for like a brain injury. I probably show some stuff right there if you look at my whole YouTube. And I'm gonna lie, like, I'm not even supposed to walk, talk, I came everything else. And, she had a drug problem, that's, we can feel it in a way, but you know what I'm saying? But anyways, all you have to do is you have bad thoughts sometimes, and you just thinking like, oh man, but you would, how am I gonna come back with this? Oh, how can I get better? You just have to just keep pushing about yourself, man, and try to be positive all the time. But the thing is, there's more negative than positive if you think about it. Like everything, it's just, if you're strong and you just believe yourself to be better, just keep going about it, man. But yeah, you will always have some people or something that's gonna hit you like, man, what if this right here? Oh, and then you just gotta just think your conscience hits you like, nah, you're better than that. Just keep going, man. Keep going.
it may be a little hard for you to talk about because, on TV, but you don't see that the blacks' problems are their own problems and no one else. It starts in the home because most black men and women, boys and girls, resent their mothers. The mothers turn them away from their fathers, and they become like what they hate. They take on the same evil spirit that's in their mother.
I don't believe
And
that. You think that black mothers are evil?
To the core.
Oh, wow.
Because that's where all the anger
Damn.
comes from. It started with the mother. She imposed her will on the kids.
That's a lot of hurt and pain. What was your relationship with your mother like?
Let me just tell you this. The mother turned the children away from the father and recreated the children her image, and then she played victim.
Did your mother do that?
She played, let me just finish this.
Okay.
She played victim and pretend the father was the victimizer when it's really her. So the kids identify with the mother and turn away from the father and catch hell.
One thing when I talking to my mom and my father, because they split up when I was 2 years old, but my mom never really talked bad about him. We never, especially when 8 years old, when he's not in my life no more. And at the time before that, he wasn't really in my life. So my mom, she just keep going for a career, working hard, doing the things. I'm basically all the time my grandma and grandpa right there, her mom and dad. And my father had a drug problem all the time. So one thing I'm just happy that I think the man to me was my grandpa. He was always, I had my stepfather too, but I say my grandpa is number one to me as the man that raised me and told me to be what right and wrong as a man, So that's why some people don't have that though. If it's just as the mom and you don't have a person that can just tell them like, oh, this is right and wrong, because it's different because women are more emotional. Men just, nah, you gotta do it, like, stop doing that. it's different right there. People, if you just like a single mom and you have multiple kids, how are they gonna punish them? Or, you know, if they're doing something wrong, how are they gonna like listen like that? It's hard to do, especially if you're getting emotions, And then one thing that kind of messed me up, not messed me up, but that's why like my mom, even though growing up I'm a teenager, it's hard to listen what she's saying because it's emotional. I'm like, oh, what the heck, like you just saying it wrong too. But my grandpa just like, hey, stop. I'm like, oh, yes sir, yes sir, I will. Yeah, because
It's in the home, but they're blaming the whites when it
believe
really
that.
starts in the home because the father's been screwed up by their mothers.
So yeah,
and they have not overcome.
So if I didn't have my grandpa, to me, I'm thinking about to me as a teenager when I grew up. I don't know where I'd be. I don't know what I would be at. I'm not doing some dumb stuff like that, but I'll probably make more mistakes because I wouldn't think double, triple times before I do something bad, But I have some people I've seen that they, they didn't have somebody that, hey, that's wrong. It's
their mothers, and they end up marrying women just like mama.
Then you start seeing
and they can't deal with them.
Yeah.
And then you go into the world, and the people who want to control you, like the so-called civil rights leaders and the experts, they tell you that it's racism, it's this, it's that, when it's really just hate that of the mother. That's why you have to forgive the mother so you can be better.
Oh, I'm sorry, I touched the mic.
You know what I mean?
That's a lot of pain you must have gone through in your life. I can't imagine whatever happened with you and your mother or whatever you've witnessed or seen. I'm very sorry for that.
Have you noticed that the anger of the kids is that of the mother? That's what black people are mad about. They hate their mothers and they're yearning for their fathers. Wow. But instead of looking within and understanding that, they have been told that it's white supremacy, it's Jim Crow, it's slavery. They don't even know anything about slavery. They wouldn't know slavery if they walked up and smacked them in the face.
Well, I think it's very interesting that you mentioned slavery in a conversation with, black motherhood, because black mothers are the only reason that black people were able to overcome and get through slavery so that you and I...
Not really. Nah, I disagree that one. I disagree that one right there. She had a good points until the end. It's like, nah, I don't think so, man. It's more about, it's kind of it is the opposite from that way. So, nah, I disagree with that one. Yeah, man, but hey, man, that was the whole thing. That was interesting. That's pretty good. All right. So tell me what you think right there inside this reaction. If you do at the end, what do you think? Do you think that she's right or he's right or the whole thing? What you believe about, or what do you think about the whole conversations about that? So it was cool, man. It was actually not that bad. It's not getting mad, getting all that kind of stuff, But yeah, man. So hit me in the comments. All right, man. It's D's bro. Peace.